Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. So as you can see by the title, I have yet another truth video. Today we're going to be talking about the truth about what it's really like to be done with college. I wanted to do this video because I'm a recent college graduate. Graduated 2 months ago in May. This video could be for all the people who are like me and are also recent college graduates, or it could be for the people who are still in college and they want to know what they can expect once they graduate from college. So before we get into this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on my post notifications so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So as I said in the beginning of the video, if you've been keeping up with my channel, graduated from Southern University A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on May 13th. That was a really great day for me. That was so exciting. I was so excited to graduate. It was a beautiful moment. It really was. For all of us, me being a Black woman, all my classmates, or most of them being Black students as well, us elevating in life and getting our degrees. It was a great thing and a great moment to experience in my life. So I've officially been back in California for like 7 or 8 weeks. It's been so great being back home. I've been enjoying myself immensely, just not having to worry about school, anything school related, and just pretty much like living my best life. That's really what I've been doing. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been spending time with a lot of my family. There has been, some sad moments, but that comes and you work through that. God is getting me through that. I say overall, I've been having a really good summer. I made a video about finally being done with college. The whole video was me talking about brief overview of my college experience, talking about my senior year, how much I was so happy to finally be done with school. What inspired me to make this video is to just talk about kind of things you can expect in life when you finally graduate from college. And I kind of just wanted to talk about that and elaborate on that in this video for the people who may want to know what that's like, or for the people who may need someone to relate to if you're also a recent college graduate like me. Now I'm going to go into the positives, the upsides to being done with college. Around this time every year, I would have like deep anxiety about going back to school. It wasn't because I hated school or I hated being there, I just didn't like it, or I wasn't enjoying myself. There were moments where I wasn't enjoying myself, but that's everybody. You're not gonna enjoy every single moment of college, and you're not gonna not enjoy every single moment of college. But I would have this deep anxiety about going back once it hit late July, because I knew I had to go back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I would have that anxiety because I'm the type of person, I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I don't really do extremely well with change or new environments, or just doing things that are just completely different. Just the whole process of having to pack everything up, having to fly out there, having to get into a new dorm, unpack everything, set everything up, decorate everything, having to get a new schedule, having new teachers, new classmates, having to get used to a new roommate, having to get used to all these different people, and having to acclimate yourself again to the whole process of going to school every day and doing tests, homework, projects every day. Getting back into that flow every year, or twice a year really, that would cause me the anxiety, because it's I didn't like doing that. Unpacking your dorm, can we start with that? I'm not trying to be long-winded. Unpacking your dorm is such a process. I don't love it when things take longer than they should. If something is gonna take 2 hours, okay, 2 hours. But if it ends up taking 4 hours when I thought it was gonna be 2, that's when it becomes a lot. Getting back into the groove of things and getting back into my school routine, I don't know, that just gives me anxiety. I don't know why, because it always ends up being fine, but I don't know. So basically what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to get at, is now that I'm done with college, I don't have to have that anxiety anymore. Now I get to have anxiety about different things. Now that it's late July and I would be going back to school on August 10th or August 11th, whichever day, I don't have that anxiety or that pit in my gut or whatever it's called, because I don't have to go back there. I don't have to ever go back to Louisiana ever again if I don't want to. That's a good feeling. I don't have to have that anxious feeling about starting a new school year again. Whew. It goes by quick, but then sometimes it feels like it's dragging on and it's taking forever. This is supposed to be the positive. That probably sounds negative. I feel like I'm talking super negative, but the positive is that I don't have to go back to school. That's what I'm really trying to say. I don't have to go back to school. I'm officially done with school forever if I want to. It's so great to not have to worry about studying for a test or having to figure out what to do for a project. I know this is a lot of me complaining, but it's complaining in a good way, because I'm complaining about the things that I have to do, but I'm happy that I don't have to do it no more. School in general, I feel like can bring a lot of stress and anxiety for a lot of us. To get to a point where you don't have to deal with that anymore is bliss. In life, you're gonna have other things that you're gonna be stressed and anxious about. I just love that part of my life, I really don't have to think about it ever again. The last thing I'll say for the positives about being done with college is that it's just such a freeing feeling being done with college. Almost like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. There's like a peace over you about being done. The things that you were thinking about when you were in college, you don't have to think about them anymore. You don't have to worry about them anymore or stress about them. You can move on to the next chapter of your life already accomplished and moved out of the phase of being in school and being in college. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the negatives of being done with college. When you finally graduate, it kind of feels like your safety net is no longer there. And it's like you're pretty much on your own now. And what I mean by that is when you were in school, like that was like almost your job. You're a college student and you were striving towards something. You had something that you wanted to accomplish. You had a goal. And now once you're out of that, unless you just had a job lined up already once you graduated, then you can easily just go into that. But I think a lot of people don't have a job already lined up after they graduate. So they kind of actually have to like go out and search for a job and look for a job. Some people, it takes them forever to find a job. Like I've heard people who said they applied for like 80 jobs. It didn't work out. Or like maybe they got hired and they hated it, so they had to quit. And then they had to start the process all over again of trying to find a job. And it was just this whole thing. And it sounds like torture. It sounds horrible. Some people have to deal with that once they graduate from college, and that can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. It's like you have to figure out what the next steps are for your life. Like you're not in school anymore. What are you doing now? Like what is your job going to be? What's your career going to be? What's your plans for your life? Sometimes you have the answers and then sometimes you don't have the answers. And when you don't really have the answers, it could be like, oh gosh, like what am I gonna do? What job am I gonna apply for? Like, is it gonna be something that I like? Is it something that I can like tolerate, or something that I'm gonna enjoy being at for however many years? Sometimes you just really don't know. And that in itself can cause worry, doubt, confusion, and anxiety. Like once you graduate from college, you're officially a full-fledged adult. Like you have to start making decisions for yourself. You have to start making choices for yourself because parents aren't really going to do it for you anymore. I mean, maybe, but once you graduate and once you're done with school, like you're like in your like early mid-20s, it's like you're almost grown. You can't really fall back and rely extremely heavily on your parents anymore or whoever was providing for you your whole life. It's like the first real chapter in adulthood. And I think that whole process of just like figuring yourself out and figuring out what you want to do with your life and just figuring out what you want your life to look like, if you don't have like the clearest picture, that can bring a lot of anxiety to some of us, because a lot of us really just don't know. Some people grow up having a dream. They know it within their heart. They know it deep in their soul, like this is what they want to do, and they go after it and they achieve it. And sometimes they don't. But then you have other people who kind of don't really have a deep dream that they have of whatever career they want, and so they kind of just almost kind of stuck. Takes them a little longer to figure it out, but they'll figure it out eventually. You might not know at this specific moment in your life, but eventually you will know and look back and think like, wow, that was so clear. Like I should have been doing that. It just took me a little longer to figure it out. But I think everybody figures it out eventually, whether they reach their goal that they've known that they've wanted since they were 5 years old, or maybe they had to like pivot and do something else, or the people who don't know at all, but they eventually find their way. I think eventually we all find that thing that can fulfill us and make us happy as far as our career, if we really want to. And also the negatives of graduating from college. If you went to a college out of state, or if your friends from college live out of state, if you didn't go to school out of state, is that there's a possibility that you can never see them ever again. Because, you know, flights these days cost $600 to go somewhere. That's ridiculous. Like $600? It's a lot. And we're just graduating from college. Nobody's making like $100,000 a year or anything. So like, we still getting there. We still trying to make our money. So like, it's a lot to try to see someone, or to fly to see someone, or have someone fly to see you. It can be a long period of time before you see your friends again. And that could be upsetting and annoying, because you want to see them, because you had so much fun with them while you were in school, and you want to hang out with them. You want to continue to maintain that friendship and see each other in person. It becomes harder and harder the older you get and the more time goes on since you graduate, because the more time that goes on, you're not thinking about it as much. You're into your career. You're maybe having relationship stuff. You're getting married. You're having kids. You become more busy the older you get. So it becomes harder the longer you put it off. One day you may look up and be like, wow, it's been years since I've seen my college friends, and you don't want to be in that position. That thought kind of is in the back of your mind a little bit. The last thing I will say for like the downsides, negatives, is that some of us, after we graduate from college, a lot of us don't feel like extremely prepared for the real world. We don't feel like properly equipped to handle everything that adult life and adulthood has to offer us. So then we're kind of in this state of limbo where it's like, yeah, I'm an adult and I have to start making grown-up decisions and start providing for myself, essentially. But it's like, I don't really 100% know how to do that. It's a lot to figure out. But you know, with prayer and relying on God, it might be a weird thing to experience now, but I think ask God for help. When you pray to him, then he will help us through our journey of trying to figure out life in adulthood once we graduate from college. So that's the end of my video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know down below like what your experiences have been as a recent college graduate, or if you're actually in college now or you're about to go to college because it's summer. Let me know how that experience is going for you and if you have any positive or negative feelings about what your life is going to be like after you graduate. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on notifications so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. I love you guys so much if you made it to the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.